This has got to be one of the biggest failed adventuring things we have done so far.
One day earlier.
Hey team, and welcome back to the channel. We last left you after a 7-day tour of Northland. Our next big milestone was spending Christmas in Wellington, which meant we had 10 days to get there, following the east coast of the North Island around an area known as Coromandel and working our way south through the cities of Tauranga, Gisborne and Napier. As you're about to see, it was torrential, and the appalling weather had me in a pretty bad mood most of the way. I didn't talk much on any of the videos, so instead I'll be narrating this one for you.
We are about to go on an hour and a quarter train ride through the forests, up the hills on this. As you can see, it's not really ideal weather for it, and I think it's fair to say that my wife is a little bit irritated with me at the moment. But we are where we are. I'm sure it'll be fun once we've dried off.
The railway tour leaves from just north of Coromandel Town, and I'm sure on a good day the view would be quite nice. However, it was not a good day.
Out there's some of the islands of the Hauraki Gulf, the eastern side of Waiheke.
What a luxury scenic train ride! Look at the view, it's amazing. Here we go. Check out that view. See a good 300 meters. Oh my god.
That's beautiful, glorious sunshine. Don't get burnt too quick.
Oh. So this is all here because of a teacher turned potter who came here and bought a couple of acres of this land. It had all been burned out and cleared by farming operations, and by the time he was done he'd built the railway line that got us up here, bought 60 acres of land, replanted it all with native trees. So all of this is what they call second generation bush, second generation native trees. It's all been replanted. But it's not bad for one guy with a little bit of vision and a pottery kiln. It's a shame that the rains come in, because on a nice day you can see all the way back to Auckland, you can see over Waiheke Island. But a nice little bit of conservation and restoration, very impressive.
We left Coromandel Town and drove on for about 2 hours to Hotwater Beach. On a good day, you can dig a pool on the beach, which natural hot springs fill with piping hot water to make a natural spa. Here's what happened.
Check out Mrs. Dom, the height of fashion. We are heading off to the beach down that way. As you can see, we are appropriately dressed. We have got a shovel and we are going to dig ourselves a hot pool, because screw this stupid awful weather, we're going to have fun.
My co-presenter is now starting to dig his hole. This has got to be one of the biggest failed adventuring things we have done so far. We've been promised that these are all wonderful spots to do a hot spring, but everyone else we've passed, and you have to imagine there's about 50 people all trying to dig their holes furiously to try and get some hot water. It is absolutely hammering down. The wind is insane. The waves are too high. The tide is still coming in. I have a horrible feeling this hole is about to get filled. Oh, almost. No, it lives another day. But anyway, stay tuned. So, we didn't succeed in digging a hole. Do you want to explain what happened after I took the video?
A nice German gentleman who had been to the beach years ago came over and told me that there were 2 tiny hot springs and that they were further along. So we went further along. The problem was the waves were so fierce and high that every time anyone started digging roughly where they were supposed to be, the ocean just came straight over the top of it and swept it all out. We did actually find the spot. Some guys had found it, but it was totally impossible to dig a hole there of any. I mean, it was just impossible. The ocean just kept coming straight back through.
It was actually quite dangerous. You could see people were just standing there, and the water was so strong it could have just pulled people out very easily.
The water at one point was coming up to my thighs, and it's supposed to be low tide. It was supposed to be miles away.
Like, they're just asking for it.
Anyway, we've had some showers and we're back in the van, and we're never leaving. It's yucky outside.
Bless, Josh did try.
I tried. Motto of the trip. We tried, we failed. We try again. After dinner.
After dinner.
After dinner.
What's for dinner?
I don't know. Ugh. A two-way ticket.
Like the weather, our spirits are damp.
Gin and tonics, that's what's for dinner.
Ooh!
Gin and tonics.
Fun.
Give us some gin and tonics.
Maybe. Let's have some gin. See, we actually drink other things except wine.
There's beer in here as well.
And cider. Oh. Anyway.
One tonic.
The viewers can see your tushalish.
Oh yeah.
What did you do? Oh.
Tonic. Get some glasses. Turn that off.
Bye. Good morning.
Good morning from a still quite rainy New Zealand.
There you go, it stopped.
It's spitting. I can see it spitting. You can't hear it hammering down on us for a change. It has not stopped raining for about 35 hours, and it's been quite heavy.
Which means?
All of the main roads around here have actually been taken out. I went and spoke to the lady at reception. There's been overturned vehicles, there's been landslides, etc, etc. The official advice is not to travel today. If it stops raining later, we may go back to the beach and have another go.
Josh may go back to the beach and have another go.
Maybe. But from us for now,
just staying
happy Thursday. I'm afraid this is one of those Instagram versus reality moments. We have come back to the beach. It's stopped raining, finally. There's about 50 people behind us, all desperately trying to dig their pools. But as you can see, the ocean is still well and truly roaring, totally in. That's still coming in 10 feet from us. So the spot where the hot spring is about where that boy is standing over there, and as you can see, there is zero chance of digging a hole there. Yeah, he needs to be a bit careful. Yeah, it's not happening today. The beach is busy, and people are still having a go. Unfortunately, they're just in completely the wrong place. One reality of van life when you're 6 foot tall is that it's a bit compressed.
I'm 5'4".
And my back is in bits after 2 straight days stuck in this van because of the weather. Thankfully, oh goodness, Mrs. Dom, there she is, has thumbs like tiny vice clamps and may or may not have been in Massage Society at university. I maintain that Massage Society is a lie she made up to pick me up, but oh my god, the Wonder Thumbs suggests she may have been some sort of Olympic climber, to be honest, because that grip strength is unreal. Oh dear. Anyway, this is how you keep occupied in the van in the evenings when you can't go outside because everything is waterlogged. Good night.
We finally escaped Hotwater Beach the next morning and drove to a surf town called Mount Maunganui, a beachside suburb of the city of Tauranga.
So this is Mount Maunganui. I did just see someone walking up there, but I'm not sure today's the day for it. So let's see how things look tomorrow. This is our campsite for the night. Ocean just there. Thankfully we didn't pay for an ocean view because you can't see anything. And this is us. It's not the most private spot, it must be said. I think it was the last one they had available, but it'll do the job. We're going to go for a walk into town. The cloud is basically on the floor. Look at that, you can't see anything. Okay, I'm starting to figure this place out. So we're in an area called Mount. Mount, I think, is a suburb of Tauranga, and it is a massive surf town. This is New Zealand's answer to Bells Beach and Torquay, and it's really cool. It's really fun. It's so busy. There's a lot of backpackers hostels here. There's loads of caravan parks. It's really great. Good evening. You wouldn't know it to look at it, but it is summer in New Zealand.
The sun isn't supposed to set for another half hour.
That over there is the ocean. I reckon you can probably see 200 meters. But after that, as you can probably tell, we're just in the middle of a cloud. I can't say I've ever experienced anything quite like this. There's almost no visibility. It's not mist, it's not fog, it doesn't feel cold. We're just in the middle of a cloud. Oh, he got taken out. That guy did not.
Very good.
Nice.
The next morning, we enjoyed a 40-minute walk up Mount Maunganui. As you can see, the clouds were still well and truly upon us, and we didn't have much of a view from the top.
Back down to our home. Hard to miss it.
So we are on Napier Beach, which is ranked as New Zealand's most loved beach 2021. We're not really sure why. It's a bit of a dump.
Well, that was our Napier Beach. I don't really know what the fuss is about, but we are in an interesting little place. So we're driving along a section of coast here, which runs for a good few hundred kilometres, which is known as the Bay of Plenty, because when James Cook came through here in, I think, the 1700s, he could see, even from his ship, that every house was stacked to the gunwales with food. So he named it the Bay of Plenty, and the name stuck. Stuck? The name stuck. I made a mistake. We are heading on another couple of hundred kilometres to a place called Gisborne. You can see it on the sign coming up there.
Gizzy.
If we're going to call it Gizzy. Which is a much bigger, I think it's a city technically. And we're going to spend a couple of nights there before moving on to Napier. We are in Gisborne. It's a wonderful bit of coastline. The beach is alright, it's nothing special, but as a place to swim, it couldn't be much calmer. There's like chalk cliffs, or maybe they just look chalk with the mist in front of them. Gisborne Beach, really nice. Gisborne is a slightly strange place. You get hints that once upon a time it was very, very wealthy. It's got all sorts of Art Deco architecture and a King's Theatre and a Grand Odeon cinema, but it's kind of run down. It's still full of banks and insurance and shops and fashion, and I don't know, it feels like it's kind of suffering at the moment. It's yeah, maybe COVID really hit it. But it's not a bad place. But it's not what I thought. It's a lovely clock tower in the middle. Lauren, make the meatballs. Actually, we bought them in Waipu, but they're very good. Got our little dinner set up. Our little campsite with a little sea view. Not bad. I'm gonna say goodnight.
Good night.
Lauren has her priorities and nothing will distract her. We have driven about 35 k's out of Gisborne. We are at the National Arboretum, however you pronounce it, of New Zealand. Trees from all over the world here. This is a California redwood. I've never seen one of those. The sign says it shouldn't grow well here because it's apparently something that needs high humidity, but seems to be thriving. Welcome to a classic Doms Down Under moment. It was a beautiful day, so we thought we'd come for a lovely walk.
Even though it's forecasted to rain this afternoon.
Minor showers. Anyway, we're caught in a minor shower. The good news is we've got a brolly, which we've grabbed from the centre. Stop it. It's an extreme close-up of Lauren. But we might get a bit damp. And we're lost. But I've got a map, so that's fine. So Laura and I have just been hiding in a shelter for about half an hour. It's kind of stopped raining, but everything is sudden. We're a bit lost. But other than that, we're having a wonderful time.
Oh, and I trod in some shit.
Lauren trod in a large amount of sheep shit, which she wasn't best pleased about. As you can imagine, she handled it well.
Go away. Go away.
When it does stop raining for a moment, it's very nice here. Guess what happens overnight? Say good morning, darling.
Good morning.
What are we doing today?
We are going to Napier. After our run, we left Gisborne and made the 3-hour drive to Napier. We were staying with some of Josh's friends, and the weather was awful, so we passed the day getting to know their wonderful kids. The weather hadn't cleared up much by the next morning, but we went out exploring anyway.
Good morning from Napier, which is the Art Deco capital of New Zealand. The whole place got flattened in the early 1930s, and you can see there in 1934 they rebuilt all of it in an Art Deco style, but also designed to withstand any further earthquakes. And the architecture is quite nice. It's a little bit different. Daily Telegraph building. You can see this style of architecture all the way along one of the main streets. It's nice.
Hello from Napier Beach.
Good news, it has stopped raining, so we are having a little walk along the waterfront, which is nicely done. I think we've probably exhausted downtown Napier though.
We took a quick walk up the Bluff Hill Lookout just to the north of downtown Napier, and then, quite predictably...
Well, the view from the top of the hill was nice. We couldn't see Napier.
It didn't take long.
It did not take long. As you can see, and probably hear, it's raining! Well, which is unusual around here, to be honest. Well, I had to fly to Napier, New Zealand to do it, but I finally get to run with one of my first running coaches again. He's killing me. But look at the view. You're looking at Napier in the background there. Oh, and I might have to narrate the rest afterwards because I'll pass out if I keep talking. See you in a bit.
So today, or this morning, we are going to pick some berries from this beautiful stretch of farmland. Apparently best in season right now are raspberries, boysenberries, blackberries, all the berries really. So we've got a couple of containers and we'll go fill ourselves up. Fun.
This is the live action shot. It really is this exciting. The blueberries look beautiful, but they ain't blue yet. They are
This one is.
definitely not ripe. Well, Lawrence found one good one. Go on, try that.
Mmm.
Nice?
Mmm.
Okay, maybe we will pick some blueberries. Well, it was going well, and then
As predicted.
it started raining. So we are going to go for a coffee.
Very predictable. After finding a place just down the coast for lunch, we decided to do what we do best and make the most of being in the world famous Hawke's Bay wine region.
We are at the Clearview Estate, and I have taken the executive decision to try 6 Chardonnays because I'm slowly being converted back to it. The setting is lovely, but the thing I'm most excited about is that the last of the Chardonnays is $175 a bottle, which he says makes it the most expensive Chardonnay in New Zealand. I assume that's within certain constraints. And the sun's out. And now that the sun's out, Lauren wants to be in the shade because it's too hot. Let's drink. The time has come. $175 a bottle Chardonnay.
I mean, there's sediment at the bottom of the glass.
It's probably just there.
I think I pay $175, so that's really nice.
There we go. Next up, the Craggy Range Winery. And how about that for a grand entranceway? Wow, it's busy. How about this? As a backdrop for a vineyard. So gorgeous. Okay, Craggy Range. We are trying everything with 2 asterisks next to it. This right here is the Martinborough Sauvignon Blanc at the bottom of the screen there, and for $28.95 a bottle, it's
Pretty delicious.
it's exceptional. Lauren said nicest white we've had so far in New Zealand.
And we have tried.
A lot of wine.
We were treated to a quick behind-the-scenes tour and then made our way to a nearby viewpoint called Te Mata Peak.
How incredible is this view? This is gorgeous. Look at the layering on those hills. And my wife's hair. Look at that. That's just stunning.
We are at Mission Winery, which is the oldest winery in New Zealand, and we're here for a little day-night dinner.
Woo!
Yay!
I think I know where the wines come from that we're drinking this evening. The Mission Estate. Beautiful. Gorgeous. We are going to go stuff our faces.
The next morning, we said goodbye to our hosts and their wonderful kids and made our way to a small town called Martinborough, just a couple of hours north of Wellington. Martinborough has a nice village feel, and it looks after the wineries in the surrounding countryside. It was really cute, but after a 10-day drenching, we were well and truly done with the east coast of New Zealand's North Island. We got up early the next morning and finally found some sunshine in the brilliant city of Wellington.
Next time on the Doms Down Under, we explore the fantastic city of Wellington. We find ourselves getting into the holiday spirit with a bit of volunteering. And we do something I always wanted to do. It's time for Christmas Day on the beach. Thank you all so much for watching. We're sorry this one was a bit of a downer in places, but we hope you enjoyed it nonetheless. We'll see you next time.
If you haven't already, please click that subscribe button. We are working our way up to 400 subscribers.